welcome back to a huge, or at least huge for me, book haul. I have been collecting quite a few books over July and a little bit of the last part of June. So I figured now was the perfect time to share with you what I've bought and add them into my TBR shelves before I start a shelf reduction where I try to read the books on my shelves. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I figured I would start with the books that I bought in late June first. So I went to Books A Million one day in June when little man would not fall asleep. I was trying to drive somewhere and get him to fall asleep. So we went to Books A Million. I love shopping the bargain book section at Books A Million, and so that is mostly what I got. I did pick up one book that was full price, which I typically don't do. However, I really wanted to read a book by this author. Okay, so I've never actually heard of this author, but I will explain. So I love Dorothea Benton Frank. And when I saw Victoria Benton Frank, I looked it up and it is in fact her daughter. So I purchased this book at full price because I really wanted to try out one of her daughter's books. So I have My Magnolia Summer by Victoria Benton Frank. That was the only book that I purchased full price from this trip. Next I have Truly Madly Guilty by Leanne Moriarty. So I had not even heard of this one before, so I'm excited to get into this one. The Comeback Summer by Allie Brady. I followed her on Instagram way back when I started Bookstagram, and so I'm excited to read one of her books. And Joanne Fluke, I have been reading through her Cozy Mystery series, so whenever I see a book on bargain, I always pick it up, especially if I haven't read it yet. So that is my Books A Million haul. And then when I went to Sam's Club, I poked around their book section and just got two books. A Christy Woodson Harvey book. I really love most of her books. So The Summer of Songbirds. I also just love this cover. I just think it's so, I don't know, it's just so summery. And then the next one is The Block Party. So this kind of interested me. I didn't even really read the description of it, to be quite honest, but my cul-de-sac is having a block party in August, and I just felt like it was meant to be since I found it at Sam's Club. So I picked it up. So we'll see how this goes. So I think that was all of my June books. I will move on to my book of the month. July is my birthday month, so I got an extra credit from book of the month, as well as I used one of my saved up credits. So I got 3 books for July. The first one is This Spells Love. I don't know. I just kind of picked what sounded good at the time, and I really don't know what any of these are about. So that was one of them. Megan Miranda is one of my favorites. So this was my birthday book, Daughter of Mine. I just love Megan Miranda. So this was the second one. And then the last one, and another author that I feel like a thriller author that's becoming my favorite, and that is Riley Sager, Middle of the Night. I feel like I've heard a bit of mixed reviews on this one, but I'm still excited to read it. So that was my book of the month. And then I did place a big order from Book Outlet when they had, I think it was like a $5.99 sale. So all of the fiction books were $5.99 or something, I don't know, something like that. All of the books that I wanted were $5.99, except for I did get little man a few books. So I got him a Touch and Feel, which does penguin like. It's got like the soft penguiny belly, and a few other touch things, glittery stuff that you can feel. So I got that one for him. Unfortunately, the spine is a little bit broken on this, so that was kind of a bummer, but that one's for little man. As well as I did get one other book for little man, I'll Love You Forever. I just wanted a few of these board books for him that we can read in the coming months, years, whatever. Okay, so my books that I purchased. I got on a bit of a Jill Chavez kick. I haven't read her in a while, a long time. I would say 2 or 3 years. But I purchased quite a few of hers from this new series. I know this is Wildstone. So for the Wildstone series that I was reading, so The Forever Girl, and I also got The Friendship Pact, which I believe this is a different series that is basically standalones. So I don't think you have to read them in order. So The Friendship Pact for that. Let's see, is that all of my Jill Chavez? Yes, I think. No, I got one more Jill Chavez book. The Bright Spot, and I think this was in the same series as this one. But again, they are standalone, so I don't think you have to read them in order. So that is exciting to be able to dive back into Jill Chavez's world. The next one, I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but I've never read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, mostly because I'm not really into the style of book that she's popular for lately, like Evelyn Hugo or Daisy Jones, I think. Those just really aren't I don't keep up with like current events and like popular people. I don't really keep up with any of that, and it doesn't really catch my interest. But One True Loves actually sounded really good, and I really wanted to try one of her books because people talk so highly about her. So I wanted to see if I enjoyed her writing, and I'm just not into like the popular people style books. I'm not really sure. Anyway, so we're gonna give this a try. I also have heard a lot of good things about The Guilt Trip when I started looking into summer books, so I picked that up. And then, of course, The Villa. I have loved Rachel Hawkins' other books, so I picked this up. The Layover. This just looked so cute and so fun, especially for like a summery or vacation type of book, like a book to take with me while I'm on vacation. This sounded so good, so I got that. And lastly, The Dead Romantics. This one also sounded pretty good. Plus, it was the Good Morning America book club pick. So I don't know. I've never read a Good Morning America book club pick before, but I figured if they picked it, it must be pretty good. So I got it. So those were my book outlet picks. I definitely tore up this box trying to get into it, but you know, whatever. So moving on, the next place that I went, we actually went on vacation. While my husband went to Bass Pro Shop, little man and I went into Books A Million. I don't know why around our areas and where we vacation, there's no Barnes and Nobles. We only have Books A Million, but I mean, it suits me because I can use my Millionaires membership and get some discounts. So we have another huge Books A Million haul. And again, I did pick up one book that was not on bargain price, and that is The Great Gatsby. And I feel like everybody has probably read this through high school, but when I was in high school, I hated reading. So even though this is like the smallest book that you could possibly get that is like what you would read as an adult, I could not stand to read back then. So I'm pretty sure I read the Cliff Notes and kind of like fibbed my way through all of my writing assignments for this book. But my husband said that he thought that I would really enjoy this, so I figured to pick it up and actually read it this time. And then who knows, when little man gets to high school, maybe he will have to read it and we will already have it. So that was my first one and the only one that I paid full price, but I mean, even full price was only $9, so not terrible. So let's see, the next one, The Rewind. I figured this would be perfect to pick up for New Year's time. I felt like I was really in the mood for like holiday shopping, like around holidays. So again, the next one is The Family You Make. I think this is in that same series where they're all like standalone books, but perhaps in the same location. I don't really know how they're all related, but this is another Jill Chavez book that was on bargain price, and I just have really been in the mood to read her book, I guess, because I've gotten a lot of them recently. The next one is by Sally Hepworth. I recently read my first book by her, The Soulmate, and I loved it. So I got The Good Sister. I also have another one of her books on my shelf. It is The Mother-in-Law. So now I will have two of her books to read. I just loved the first one, so hopefully I will love these next two. Again, I was really in the mood for like themed books apparently, so I picked up The Bake Shop at Pumpkin and Spice. I actually have The Cottage at Pumpkin and Vine that I still need to read, so I will have 2 of these books. I think it's a series. So I will have both of these books to read for the fall. And the last book that I purchased from Books A Million is The Kiss Curse. I read The X-Hex and really liked it, so I figured again this would be another perfect one to pick up around Halloween. And that was my Books A Million haul from the beach. The last place that I went at the beach is a used bookstore that I really love. It used to be called the Tidal Wave, but they I think have been bought by new people and have recently changed their name. But I picked up a few books here. So the first one is a Dorothea Benton Frank. Actually, I think I have 2 of her books that I picked up. The Hurricane Sisters. This is a Low Country book. I think this is kind of far into the series, but like I said, it was in a decent condition for like a used bookstore, and I just, I'll just get to it when I get to it. The other Dorothea Benton Frank book that I got is actually, I believe, the next book in the series that I need to read on the Low Country Tales, and that is Shem Creek. So I will probably, hopefully pick this up sometime in July or August. I have seen a lot of Ellie Alexander cozy mysteries, and so I figured I would try this one. It is actually the first in a series. I didn't want to like jump into the middle of a series, so when I found out that this one was the beginning book for the series, I picked it up. The Sloane Crouse mystery, so we will see how I like her cozies. I love to read some cozies, especially getting into the fall when it's like just cozy season to begin with, that I can pick up a nice cozy mystery as well. Okay, so we have a few more. I picked up Cheryl Wood's Driftwood Cottage that is in the Chesapeake Shores series. And then I realized when I got home, I already had this book. I just hadn't put it in my app tracking the books that are on my physical TBR. So I'll probably drop this at a little free library somewhere near me, so that way somebody else can get enjoyment out of this one. And then the last book in the Virgin River series, Return to Virgin River. I am almost done. I think I have 2 more books in this series to finish, and I will be done with the series, which is kind of sad, but also that was a lot of books. I'm a little bit happy to be able to move on to a new series. And the last book that I picked up from the used bookstore was the 3rd Harry Potter series. So as I mentioned, I hated reading when I was a child in high school, all of those ages. I absolutely hated reading. So I never read the Harry Potter series. So I'm going through and reading it now and collecting the books, because I figured when little man gets to be the age where he can read Harry Potter, he will probably enjoy it. I hope he will enjoy it and won't be like me. So I'm going ahead and picking up all of the Harry Potter books whenever I find them at used bookstores, or wherever I can find them at a good price. So I picked up the 3rd one of the Harry Potter book to get to that. Unfortunately, I still haven't read the 2nd one. So again, I collected a lot of books in the series where I am currently reading, and a lot of books to come in the fall, but that was my large book haul. Little Nana's getting upset. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for following along for my book haul. Check back soon for my plan to read through the books on my shelves. I know there are over 100 here, so I really wanted to reduce that and the rest of the year. Check back soon and we will go through that, and I will see y'all again next week. Bye guys.